Hey fellow woodcutters, today we're going to draw this wooden bowl out in Fusion 360. Our drawing is going to look like that. We're going to have a couple different views. It's a pretty complex part. This one was actually made on the CNC, but all we're going to do today is draw it as a single part in Fusion 360. It is an octagon, a regular octagon. I measured straight across the bottom there on the flats. So I'm going to use a polygon, an 8-sided polygon. This dimension right here is 3, and then it's plus 1, plus a half, plus 1, plus a half, plus 1, plus a half. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder. In that new folder, I'm going to call it skill board number 11 or wooden bowl number 11. After I've done that, I'm going to just double check on my document settings that I am in inches. So that's right. I'm going to create a sketch. Then from that sketch on the XY plane, I'm going to have a polygon centered at the origin. So under polygon, circumscribed in polygon. So I'm going to click that one. I'm going to come out and I'm going to stay horizontal here. This bottom one is 3 inches across or a radius of 1.5. Tab 8 sides. And I want it to snap right on that horizontal line. That's actually it for that bottom block. I finished the sketch. I extruded out. It's 1/2 inch thick plywood to 0.5, enter. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a construction line so I can line up the next one. So I go create, line, snapping at the origin and coming out. And I actually want it at 22.5 degrees. The radius of the second octagon is 2. Tab to 22.5, enter, and I'm going to click on that line and make it a construction line so I don't have to go back and delete it. Then now I'm going to go create, polygon, circumscribe polygon. I'm going to click at the outside. It is also going to have a 2-inch diameter, or 2-inch radius, tab to 8 sides. And I'm going to snap at that endpoint so it's constrained. Then I'm going to create the second polygon inside there. And this one is going to snap there. This is a 1/2 inch less than the 2 or 1.5, tab 8. And then I want this one to snap on that 22.5 line. I can see that works there. Right click, OK. I'm going to finish that sketch. Over to extrude. I'm going to extrude this out. If I stay in that front view, it's easier to see. And then with the shift button held down, I'm going to deselect that. So I have the octagon. Then I'm going to go back to a home view. I'm going to draw this thing out a 1/2 inch. There's my second layer. Back to create sketch. I'm going to draw it on this plane here. Create polygon. I'm going to snap and come out. I need to go 2 1/4, half of that. Tab 8. I'm going to make it horizontal. So I'm snapping to the x-axis right here. So I could snap exactly there. And then it's a 1/2 inch thick as well. So I'm going to go create polygon, snapping here, going this way. It is a 1/2 inch less than 2 1/4, so 1.75, tab to 8, and I want to snap it on the horizontal there. So that's done there. Right click OK, finish sketch. I'm going to extrude this ring out and then pull it out a 1/2 inch. Enter. So there's my third ring. So the fourth one, I'm going to create a sketch. Up to create a sketch. I want it on that top plane again. The fourth one, I'm also going to need a reference line. So I'm going to draw a line from the center. It is going to be the radius of the fourth ring. So all the way flat across is 5 1/2. So I cut that in half. I get 2 3/4, so 2.75. I'm going to do that tab at 22.5 degrees. Hit enter. That right there again is a construction line. Create a polygon from the center coming out. It should be that same 2.75 tab 8 sides to that point there. So it should snap right there. That looks good. Create a polygon. I'm going to snap here. It's going to be a ½ inch less than the 2.75. So 2.25 8-sided figure. And I want it to snap on that line. See how that X turns blue? So that's it there. Right click OK, finish sketch. I'm going to extrude this. And then in the front view, it'll be easier to see. I'm going to deselect those and pull it out a ½ inch. It's coming together. That's my 4th ring. Now I need my 5th ring. So I'm going to create sketch on that top plane. I don't have to do my 22.5 line. I got to do that every other time. So polygon is going to snap here. It's going to come down here to this point. This is going to be 3 tab 8. I want to click it right there. And then one more polygon. This one's going to be a ½ inch on the inside, so 2.5. Making sure I snap on the horizontal. Right click OK, finish sketch. I need to extrude this 5th ring out. So over to extrude. It's a little tricky, but I'm going to see if I can grab it this way. You can see I only grab the portion of it. So I'm going to go to the front view here. And I really want this whole line to there. So I'm going to shift these big triangles. So that looks right. So I'm going to pull it out ½ inch. There's my 5th ring. So I hit create sketch, selected the top plane. Then I hit create line. I snapped at the origin. That 6th ring is 7 from side to side. So I cut that in half to get 3.5. Then I tab over to get 22.5 degrees. And I hit enter. This is, again, I'm going to select it, make it a construction line. Back to create polygon. I'm going to snap at the origin. I'm going to come out, and it should be 3.5, 8-sided figure. And then I should snap on that line right there. Create polygon. Again there, and I'm going to come over. 3.5 minus ½ is 3. Make sure I got an 8-sided figure and snap on my construction line again. Right click OK, finish sketch. Now I need to extrude this ring out. It's not going to let me select the whole thing, so I'm going to have to deselect that. Probably easier in the front view. So I'm going to use the shift key and deselect these triangles. Then I'm going to pull this out a ½ inch. Enter. And I just have one more ring to draw. Now I'm going to draw the 7th ring with a 7.5 inch diameter across. Create sketch. I'm going to click on that top plane. Bring it up here. Create polygon inside. Snap here. Half of 7.5 is, actually I can't think of it right now, so I'll just do 7.5 divided by 2. And then tab over to get an 8-sided figure. I want to snap on the horizontal right there. I'll create another polygon a ½ inch less than that. Snapping at the origin, coming over. I need to go 7.5 is 3 3/4. 3.75 minus that ½ inch, so 3.25. Making sure I have an 8-sided figure, and then snapping on the horizontal. I'll finish that sketch. then extrude it. I'm going to look at the front view to extrude it out. And I'm going to pull this out a 1/2 inch. And then I could create a working drawing. I don't think I'm going to do that in here.